The Loud House Close Encounters of the Nerd Kind is an episode from season 8. That is basically a Halloween episode where, like, the gang goes trick-or-treating and discovers that everybody is being abducted by aliens. Yes, it's a modern day Loud House plot. Strap in, because this is an hour. It's only the second hour-long special in the Loud House, which is actually kind of surprising. The last one being Schooled from season 5, which was the first episode, I believe, from that season. But I won't lie to you, this one was okay. This one was pretty good. If you ignore all the, obvious things of it being modern Loud House, it having this whole sci-fi element, which it never really had at the beginning of the series, which is why a lot of people liked it, then you kind of see, like, okay, it's not awful. There's something here that I could actually see, like, being, like, entertaining. It was entertaining, it was funny, that kind of stuff. But on the other hand, you also have the obvious factoid of, Zach's family and Zach's character throughout the entirety of the Loud House has been seen as a laughingstock to both his friends and peers, because his stick has always been aliens are real, aliens this, aliens that. And now this episode basically confirms that, yes, he is in fact right. And so all of the times whenever we were, like, joking about him, like, oh my god, he's crazy, look how crazy he is, he actually is kind of right. So it just kind of ruins the vibe, around this character just a little bit. Just a little. It's funny, we just mentioned season 5. There was Zack Attack from season 5. Remember that episode? Anyone from the Loud House fan base? Remember that one? Yeah, the one where, like, everyone goes to this, like, thing and they have to fake an alien landing or whatever on Earth. Yeah, I remember that. And now they're real. Oh boy. And someone could come at me with the argument that, oh, it's a Halloween episode. They can do that. No. Because the Loud House just does this now. It's just the thing that it does. Like, I literally was like, oh, it's aliens. Oh, wow, they're actually going to be doing this. Like, the shadow comes up, and I'm like, oh, it's aliens. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Because, like, Chandler and Trent is in this episode, and Chandler, like, talks to the aliens through, like, one of Zach's, like, gadgets or whatever. And of course it works. They even had, like, radio, like, frequency, like, things come up, just to kind of hint that, yeah, it's working. There's something actually being transmitted. I mean, I'm not, like, a predictionist or anything like that, but, like, come on. But I won't lie, there wasn't any real wasted air in this special, really, which is kind of surprising. We had some bits of the side plot, which kind of gets disappeared in the final half of this episode. The side plot was, like, the Loud family trying to make their haunted house scary, very scary, which is kind of weird because it's kind of like a retread of whatever happened the previous Halloween special. I think it was Tricked, I want to say, where they literally had a haunted house outside of their, Loud House that was meant to be, like, I think it was either a haunted house or a haunted maze. I think it was a haunted maze. And this, of course, shits on that continuity by basically saying that they've always done this haunted house. They've done it for a few years. It's a family tradition, even though I think in that episode, they've always done the haunted maze in that episode every single year. And it was a family tradition. I don't know. The continuity's kind of screwed up, but hey, it's the Loud House. What do you expect? But all jokes aside, this is still a good episode. I do enjoy this episode quite a little bit. There are flaws, clearly flaws, but they're not as prevalent. And let me tell you, something that season 8 hasn't really been able to do so far is really finish. And honestly, Modern Loud House as a whole, really, it hasn't really been able to finish something and kind of fully, I guess, commit to something. This episode actually commits to this. I was fully expecting, like, Chandler, because I think Chandler says something like, "Oh, they're gonna have a dork party with you." I was fully expecting, like, "Oh, yeah, we're not here to abduct you, we're here to invite you to our dorky party." Which is something that the Loud House would absolutely do. But no, they actually are like, they were like, "Oh yeah, this person like sent us a transmission, and like we needed fuel or battery, I guess, for our ship because it broke down. And we know that humans are a reliable source for battery, so that's why we adopted you." You know, that kind of shit. Which I'm like, okay, that makes sense. There's kind of like it's like a little hint of it kind of making sense. Of course, obviously, if you ignore the fact of the original premise of the show, but you know, I kind of look at it from episode by episode. I don't really look at it from the show as a whole. If you get my idea here. And as the whole goes, it's an hour-long special that doesn't really feel like it has any real air wasted. I felt like with School, there was a lot of parts in it that, especially in hindsight, because Schooled was supposed to be like this. Oh, here's Lori. She's moving to college. Oh, here's Lily. She's going to be going into kindergarten or whatever. Oh, and then here's all this going on. But, like, there was a lot of just dead air in that episode, I remember. Like, it was a lot less focused than this one was. Like, it really could have just been, here's the plot with Lincoln going to Canada, and then kind of like whatever this episode is, where there's a B plot of maybe all of them getting used to their new acquaintance, their new lives. Here's Lori, here's, Lily, stuff like that. Maybe I might have to watch it again. I haven't watched it in quite a few years. It's been a few years, I think, since I've watched it. So maybe I might have to watch it again. But from what I remember, that's pretty much what it was. A lot of Lori moving into college, and quite a bit of Lily, and kind of just like a few bits of Lincoln kind of like sprinkled in here and there. And most of it probably could have just been cut out of the episode altogether. Anyways, back to this episode. But why I'm talking about that, though, is because I just feel like this episode is a lot more focused than it. There's a few bits of them trying to be scary in the house, in the haunted house. Even bits of foreshadowing to the big like twist. Just like a few things here and there. But mostly it's Lincoln and his friends cosplaying as this, I guess, like Star Trek type, show where like you have all these people and it's like a sci-fi thing. Liam's a fucking tree and I love it. Liam also mentioned Cowpie Kid, which I thought was very interesting. That was very interesting. We haven't had a character mention a previous episode in probably since season 5. It's been a while. Which really raises the question why he didn't remember Cowpie Kid during Lynn and Order, because at first I thought it was just the writers just being like, maybe we just don't have to mention anything from previous episodes. Yeah. But yeah, let me think. The Chandler call was fine. That works. Because it comes into play at the very end of it whenever he's like, "Oh, yeah, I told you, you didn't save everyone. You caused it." And then he literally gets proven wrong by hearing back his own recording inside the ship. But like, there's a few funny bits too, There's always those like funny bits from the Loud House, but of course, I really can't really talk about those because those are, one of those things where like you can't really explain it. It's hard to explain it and put into words how it actually like works and how it's actually funny, because the joke's gone if you explain something like that. So I'll leave it to, if you have watched it, you watching right now, if you have watched it and you enjoyed it kind of like I did, you can probably understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, just a good, somewhat decent, but mostly good, I would say. Mostly good episode of The Loud House that is an hour long, had sci-fi elements, Halloween themed. And yeah, that's really, really it, I believe. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to become awesome I haven't done that in a little bit, like clearly like that. But yeah, that's something I used to do. I don't know why I decided to bring that back. I just did. Okay. All right. Well, I'll go and see you guys soon in my next video review, whatever it is. This episode's good. I'm okay with this one. This one's fine. This one's probably one of the stronger ones so far this season for sure. Who knows if something will top it? Don't know. We'll have to just figure it out. But yeah, I'll go and see you guys soon. Take care, everybody.